My name is Mario Mood. I am our VP of Global Business Development and Services at Syniverse, and I'm based in Atlanta in the US. Yeah, the first piece you got to talk about when you talk about new services is actually the travel industry, right? Roaming travel. And we're seeing at Syniverse right now, we're seeing actually great growth when it comes to travel. First of all, there's travel statistics. Travel is almost back to a pre-pandemic style, which is great to see. But then we see it from an IPX perspective. We see actually 100% right now from a growth perspective in between January last year to this year. So it's definitely great momentum. Also in the 5G roaming, kind of when we look at 21 5G roaming, 4.5 million subs to forecasted over 200 million subs in 26. So great progress on that side. So excited about that technology, 5G, IoT, and the roaming piece in that space. No doubt in my mind, right? As these shutdowns are happening, it is absolutely clear, the acceleration is happening. 7 out of 10 operators are clearly identifying it as a need and accelerating. There's two pieces from an acceleration perspective that you can think of. One is obviously the commercial piece, more bilateral agreements. The other piece then is the technology. And again, we'll talk about where Syniverse comes in, making the inbound roaming with Evolve Mobility, making that happen. But we see clearly an acceleration in that space right now happening. So two pieces again, from a commercial side and technical side. Biggest pain points, clearly commercial more agreements, right? There needs to be a focus on more agreements, getting those scalability is the key word at the end, right? We need to scale, we need to go fast, because at the end, our subscribers are expecting the VoLTE services to work, whether at home, on the road, and otherwise there's other solutions out there, the OTTs. So that's a pain point we need to address immediately. The commercial piece, from a technical side, this is where at Syniverse we're really focused on testing. We hear 1 out of 5 operators makes it a priority to accelerate testing and getting testing capabilities ramped up. And that's where Syniverse, we're pressing the boost button, helping operators to actually with incremental resources, global services, staffing up and doing the VoLTE testing, IRIC-TATIC testing, and just making sure whether it's 5G SEP, those testing pieces are all enabled. And so that's a key component that we see right now, a great priority. So we talked about the 3G shutdowns and the network shutdowns. So with that, obviously the big question, the priority needs to be monetization, revenue coming in. And so one thing that needs to be addressed obviously is the inbound roaming revenue that's at risk with these shutdowns. And at Syniverse, this is something we address with tier ones actually in the US market right now successfully, and having our Evolve Mobility solution that allows the inbound roaming despite the 3G network shutdown, where as you see AT&T, Verizon, there's heavy shutdowns going on right now, and so that's being addressed from that side right now. And we see, we clearly see a good fit from that. Prioritization then obviously needs to be universal commerce as a foundation platform to make sure BCE, the clearing and settlement solution, is in place from a 5G roaming perspective and the IoT capabilities. So a lot of excitement going on. The one bonus piece that we see right now for operators to look at is private wireless networks. Haven't talked too much about it here today, but it's a key item. Roaming is absolutely needed and required from that perspective. So we're excited to collaborate with operators in that space. So I think when you look at that question, it's really around not just one single answer, it's the entire end-to-end piece. It's the what suite of solutions can Syniverse bring to the table. And that's when I look at it, the 35 plus years of experience, what we've done, whether it was from 2G to 3G, and then 3G to 4G LTE, and now the 5G evolution, right? It's the suite of solutions and global services that we bring to the table. So the first thing obviously is the Evolve Mobility solution that we have. Inbound roaming, despite a network shutdown, we're helping to enable that inbound roaming, and gotten tremendous feedback, onboarded over 100 mobile HPMN operators, so that's been really, really positive. The other piece then is global services. I talked about the boost button to get things moving from a testing perspective, from a commercial bilateral agreement perspective, so clearly focused on that. I also mentioned previously the whole universal commerce, billing and charging evolution is absolutely critical. As 5G is out, right, adding additional business models on top of just basic tap clearing like in the old days, so that's something that we're heavily involved in and kind of bringing together. And then We heard today a lot about 5G SEP, right, from a 5G roaming services perspective. And again, that's where we're in there in that space. Private wireless, kind of the bonus right now, bringing all these networks together. We have some of the solutions right now that we have are roaming enablement between public networks and private wireless networks, the seamless roaming between these networks. So again, I think the key point is not just one answer. At the end, it's really completely around what's the suite of solutions that we bring to the table. And so we're excited about the 5G space and bringing that suite to our mobile network operator customers.